Having been raised by a tiki artist and painter who was and still is profoundly inspired by the South Pacific, I am no stranger to tiki culture. I consider the best part about our country is the fact that it is such a melting pot of culture and inspired by so many different worldviews. Tiki culture is a great example of this melting pot at work. This mug was actually designed and created by my father, and it is called Lawai'a, which means fisherman in Hawaiian. This mug stands for the importance of fishing and how for Hawaiian culture it is an essential and greatly respected profession. Tiki mugs are fun vessels for drinks, and you would normally see them at tropical themed bars, restaurants, and also amusement parks. In this speech, I would like to explain the history of tiki culture that this mug stands for, and to address controversial modern attitudes towards it, and ultimately to explain tiki culture has a deserved role in our future society as well as our past. To explain more about the past, tikis themselves have ancient Polynesian roots, and the process of tiki carving is one of the oldest art forms known to man. Being inspired by the carvings that represented different Polynesian deities and also the beautiful island lifestyle, tiki mugs became strong symbols of the American concept of tiki culture. The beginning of tiki culture started with the first ever tiki bar, which opened in Los Angeles in 1933. It was opened by Ernest Raymond Beaumont Gant, and it was called Don the Beachcomber. Having been opened in the Great Depression, its aim was to elicit feelings of a tropical escape from harsh reality. Then came World War II, and soldiers were sent to the South Pacific, bringing back with them idealistic attitudes towards the island. As said by Martin Kate in an article for the Smithsonian Magazine on August 21st, 2017, if the Depression lit tiki's fuse, it blew up during the post-World War II boom. One source of that growing enthusiasm, as Kate suggested, may have been the huge number of GIs returning from overseas with fond memories of island downtime in the Pacific. To address some more modern attitudes towards tiki culture, it is evident that there are people who claim that the American tiki culture is based off of colonial or racist themes. Historically, our relationship with the Pacific Islands has not been all positive, but as I understand these claims, I also disagree with them in a modern perspective. I think it is so important to understand that modern tiki culture seeks to derive inspiration from Polynesian culture, not claim to wholly represent it or appropriate it. As explained by anthropology professor Scott Lucas in his essay titled The Cultures of Tiki in 2016, tiki culture is a playful theater of inauthenticity in which the set pieces and performances are cultural samples being remixed into something mythical. I share Lucas's argument that tiki culture is something inspired by, but ultimately separate of Polynesian culture, seeking only to invoke positive samples of the culture and not to create misrepresentation. Tiki culture can be seen as a culture born from mid-century American escapist attitudes, inspired by the beauty and laid-back lifestyle of the islands. Tiki culture today has inspired award-winning mixology and ushered in a whole new world in terms of bars, restaurants, and arts. In conclusion, I would like to focus on the future. Tiki culture has been gaining popularity as of recently and has transformed into something far different than what it was originally. Tiki expert and author of several books pertaining to the history of American tiki culture, Sven Kirsten said for an article in Ukulele Mag on September 27, 2017, "Let's not fall prey to the current climate of isolationism, but embrace all examples of inspiration from other worlds. Tiki was there before us and it will be there after us." I believe this statement perfectly explains my stance on the future of American tiki culture. Tiki culture invokes sentiments from a substantial amount of history in our country, and there is profound respect for the Polynesian inspirations that drive it. Thank you.